Disclaimer: the views, opinions, and insinuations made by the host or guests do not reflect those of the show, the management, and the network. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hello, everyone. This is Life Coach Glacy, and I'm a certified CECC life coach and mental health coach from Life Coach Philippines, a master builder apprentice of Master Coach A, and the founder and creator of Live Free Coaching Community. I'm an entrepreneur also doing business at 28th Street Cafe, and right now I'm a project manager in Nican Essilor as a licensed chemical engineer. And you are joining me for tonight for Postcards here in our new digital space, Think Talk Broadcast. So Think Talk Broadcast is a flagship community project of the speakers of Coaching Think Talk from Life Coach Philippines and members of Coach A coaching community. Our mission is to get closer to our kindred and serve better our coaching tribe. And we envision being the go-to network for content that connects the mind, the heart, and the soul through the platform of life coaching. So this is us in the Philippines advancing coaching as an art, a science, a lifestyle, a profession, and a business. So your one coaching thought for today is commitment. Where you commit time and energy is the most valuable in your life. So where do you commit your time and energy? Is it aligned with the things that is most valuable in your life right now? So more of that with our guests when we come back. We'll be back shortly. Welcome back. So today is the 6th of June in the year of 2022. So wow, we are now in June and I'm broadcasting beyond borders of Maribeles, Bataan, Region 3, Philippines. And you are joining me for the live streaming of Postcards. This program is created for the coaching conversation on travel stories, life's adventure, and life's lessons from each journey that makes life more exciting and memorable for people who loves to travel and explore because in travel, they capture these rich lessons and experiences in life. So for tonight, we will be exploring the beauty of Canada as one of the home countries of our guest for tonight. And my guest for tonight is a happy spirited person and I really experience it whenever I'm with her presence. So she can brighten up the mood with her energetic smile and laugh. So she is a curious and adventurous traveler, but when people first meet her, they might think she's only a good girl next door, but good girl next door, pretty prim and proper. But she also has this side of the adventure seeker one. So she's constantly looking to try to learn something new. She's just not stopping to learn something new. She really goes back to the same cafes twice or back to the same place, even visiting the same countries because for her there's so much out there to explore and you just can't get enough. So this adventurous side of her has taken her to over 20 countries in the world across 4 continents. So travel for her is about feeling free. It's about standing on top of the mountain and feeling that endless possibilities, lying on the beach, watching the stars, and just feeling infinite. So can you imagine that? So just go, be adventurous, travel often, climb mountains, seek joy, embrace newness, be curious, stay fearless, and live life. So these are just some random thoughts that always resonates to Charlene in all her travels, in all her adventures, and how she lives life. So my guest is a Chinese living in Singapore. She works in HR for 4 years now and absolutely enjoying it because she was able to help others to live their dreams and challenge their potential. She's also currently fulfilling her own childhood dream now, learning ballet. Oh wow, I think this is also my childhood dream. So let's start now our adventure with our guest, Sharlene Wong, by welcoming her for tonight. So welcome, Sharlene.
Hi everyone. Hi Glacy. So great to be here. Yeah, I am pursuing my childhood dream, and if you have the same, we can definitely get a class together the next time.
Yeah, I hope I can join that class. So I also watch like this ballerina movies, especially those in Paris, shoot in Paris, the cartoons ballerina. I am not mistaken. So welcome here, Charlene. So welcome to Postcards. So if you would like to introduce more of yourself, aside from those that I mentioned, so for all our viewers worldwide.
Yes, absolutely. Well, great to meet all of you. I guess good evening, good morning, wherever in the world you are. Thanks for tuning in. For me, I was really enjoying the idea of postcards when Glacy invited me here because I think there's so much to experience with yourself or through others' experience as well. Whenever you meet somebody new or when you just chat to anybody, you get a different perspective. You get to learn about their history, where they have been to, where they are looking to go towards, and that might inspire you and also shape your own journey going forward. So that's what I love. I guess traveling has always been a big passion of mine. My dad always tell me the only reason why I work is so that I can spend money on travel, which is 100% true. It was cultivated from young because um, ever since I was young, my parents, I think we go on one family trip every year overseas. And that was when I guess that really shaped my international background because I not only read about it in my textbook, but then I experience it firsthand in terms of the culture, the way people are living. So that really, encourages me to also explore more. There's so many other countries I haven't been to that I really want to go. So yeah, that's a bit about who I am, where I've come from, and how travel has really shaped me not only now but ever since I was young in my childhood as well.
Wow, so this it's really started when you were still young. How young are you that time? Like when you have that troubles with your parents?
It was pretty from when I can remember and when I can't because there is actually a scar on like my eyebrow in the top there. There's some scar which I don't think you can see here, but it's not very obvious. But my parents told me that it happened because I was riding on an elephant and then I fell off the elephant. So that happened like on my it's like a permanent reminder now. But so I couldn't remember the incident, but it was definitely when I was like less than 5 years old. And then when I can remember, it was when we were going to like maybe like from 6 years old or something, and we were going to like Australia, to Malaysia, things like that. So yeah, that was when it all happened.
Okay, so that's with the elephant. So yeah. So what aside from that, what is your like fondest memory about travel during your childhood years?
I think for me, I really got inspired by my dad because my dad, I was so amazed. Every time we traveled to a country, he always has friends there. Like when we traveled to Australia, we got to ride on a horse, and somebody was teaching us how to ride on a horse because he had a friend there, and we went out to sea to catch like, um, I guess a fish or like we also even saw jellyfish when we were young, and because he had a friend that owned a yacht. And that was a different friend from the friend who owned the horse. So I was like, okay, like it's. And then when we were in Japan, he also had friends there, and then no, he got pretty good deals, and he knew where all the good local food was. So um, it was there that traveling and having all these connections with different people,
Mm.
it really helps you. I would say build a lifelong relationship, but also be able to see through their eyes how they live, how they eat, and their day to day. And even till today, they still come over to Singapore to visit us. I remember them from those times, and then we still
Really? Wow.
yeah. So like when they come over, like his Australian friends, he will, my dad will be like, oh, they're over, and we all have like a gathering or something. So yeah, I think it can take you many places, and you can really enjoy that very lasting friendship, even though you're not always there in person, but you always remember that individual because of the
Mm.
common memories you have already at the time. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Because really the memories is what's really being left. No, we call it like a footprints
Yes.
that we have during travel, diba? So yeah. So sorry, I'm speaking some Tagalog. And then so with all of that, with what you shared on how you see the world to your dad or through that travel. So how all of these things influence you growing up?
Yes. So I think how it influenced me is from young. I don't think I have. Well, I would say, okay, let me say it from perspective from what others have told me. Because every time I get on speak to somebody in Singapore, or like get on a cab, like we speak with the driver on the cab, on taxi, or like somebody along the streets, and they were like, are you from Singapore or not? Because they will always have the question to me, are you sure you're like from Singapore, are you sure you're not from somewhere else? Because I think the way I speak, and the way I engage with others are also quite different. So for me, I honestly don't mind having a conversation with someone. Like when I get on a cab,
Mm,
there was one time, I was speaking with the person, and I realized that, hey, he has like a storage facility somewhere that actually somebody else, my friend, or could use, and that I kind of linked them up. So I really enjoy all these moments where you can find the beauty in connection. And I
mm,
guess locally, also part of our culture, you're always working very hard, very fast paced, very tired, so maybe not everyone has the energy to do that. So um, I guess that in a way influenced me a bit. And also the fact that I am always wanting to go to countries that are not very common to local Singaporeans. So in
mm.
Singapore, a lot of people always want to go, like ask, where do you want to go? They want to go maybe Korea, Japan, maybe Taiwan, like like these type
How
of
about
places.
Philippines?
I didn't hear it yet, but now more and more, like my friends, more and more, like everyone knows Boracay, the beach, but then it was closed for a while, but now it's open, so I'm looking for it. Yeah, but for me, I every time everyone asks me where I want to go, I always think of something different. At one point, I wanted to go like Nepal. At one point, I want to go India. I still haven't done those places, but they're like, "Oh, are you sure you want to go to those places?" Because for me, it's something different, and you want to really experience, the local culture as well. So, Philippines is also for me. I love all the Filipino food for sure. Like,
Wow.
I cannot find the corned beef that you have over there, like Pure Foods. I think that
The
brand
pure
is
foods, yeah, my
Pure
favorite also.
Foods. Yeah, they're my favorite. Okay, I cannot find it here, so next time if you're coming, you can bring it.
Yeah, I
I
know
will
what to
ask
give
you.
you.
Yeah, that will be great. Like, so yeah, so for me it's like thinking about all these different locations, not just going back to the same places. I always want to go somewhere different every year. So yeah, guess that's a bit about how it kind of shaped me growing
Yeah.
up. Yeah.
And what is your common response to them for these people that say that, are you really sure you will go there or
And yeah, and it happened to me in Essilor. So it was the company that Glacy and I were both in, and then I left. And then they were asking me, oh, where do you want to go to, if there's an opportunity to go like transfer to another location? And I said, yeah, maybe like China or India, just because I haven't been there. And they were like, are you sure? And I was like, yeah, I'm sure. Like, you just I'll figure out a way to survive. And I will also say that it's a good way to experience something that, it might be once in lifetime, but
Mm,
life is so short. Like, you got to treasure every moment. It's like,
mm,
it's very cliche, but I like the whole YOLO, or you live only once, because you think about it, like, for me, when you, at the end of the day, in your life, you I think you will only remember the moments that really touch you, or where you experience something like truly different or memorable. And you won't remember everything, like, or how much money you had make, or like your day-to-day, but it's really all these like special moments that you keep in your mind. And I've and like you have, yeah, and that you look back and say, oh, I'm so glad I actually did that, or like
yeah.
I actually had this memory, and you will not regret it. Yeah.
Yeah, that moment that it really like connects to you and gives you
Mm-hmm.
that sense of joy that you cannot really replace with anything that money can buy. But money can buy travel. So, but
That is true.
yeah, it's on the side. So aside from that, Charlene, no, what is it that you really love in travel? If you have some other things you
Mhm.
have in mind.
Yeah, so I think you pretty much nailed it. For me, it brings me out of my comfort zone for sure. That I appreciate it. Like, things I will never do in Singapore. For example, when, because you mentioned Canada earlier, so I'm just going the
Mm,
example. So in Canada, I drove like, 4 hours, 4 or 5 hours, like in one shot, like, because you have to drive in a national park and it's very far, so you have to drive like 4 or 5 hours. In Singapore, you will never ever get to do that, because honestly, the most you drive is 1 hour. I think at best, from like one end to the other end of Singapore is so
the whole Singapore.
yeah, like the furthest end, okay, maybe 1 or 1.5 hours maximum, but um yeah, you will never be able to do that here. So that's one thing. And then you learn a lot of, let's say, different life skills that you might not learn here. For example, oh,
Mm,
what happens to you when you get like lost on a hike, or when you get like stuck in some place where like you're driving and then your car runs out of I don't know, suddenly stops in the middle of the road, you don't have like internet, what do you do? Like, it helps you um overcome, or and kind of adapt to such uncertain situations. So it builds also on your agility, your adaptability, and kind of also what people call like your being street smart, more and more like street smart for me, because then I
mm,
will be able to understand, okay, in this situation you must be calm, and then this is how you respond, and you will be prepared, like with all the, what the emergency contexts are and things like that. So you learn from experience.
mm.
And yeah, that's the beauty of just like throwing yourself out of outside there and experiencing something different.
Yeah, so really Charlene is not only that girl prim and proper.
Yeah.
She's also street smart. So I heard that.
Learning as I travel more, because my mom, when I was young, she said like, you're only book smart, because I always like study at home, and then now I'm like, yeah, I'm going more and more the other way.
Yeah, I can
So
drive all 3 hours and I can
I'm
do
sure
this.
you, yeah, I'm sure you drive more though in the Philippines.
Yeah, in Philippines, until you until there's until there's no how we call that, the water that will divide, because
Mhm.
we have a lot of islands, and and that's why we are limited actually by the road, because after that you need to take a plane, or you take your car in the roro. So you put, yeah, you
Okay.
in the big
In
ship
the
we call
boat,
it,
right?
yeah, in the
Mhm.
boat. So something like, but yeah, we are far. We have You can drive farther than or longer than in Singapore, but not like in Canada or in US, where they have this big natural park, right? That
Mm.
you can do travel by the road. So yeah, so Charlene, so can you share us with all those travel experiences that you have? Like, what can be the three travel essentials for you that you can advise us, or that you can share with our audience right
Yeah, travel essentials. So I would say And I'm thinking whether it's going to be COVID or non-COVID. Because if it's during COVID, you have to bring a mask. No, jokes. Let's say, okay, let's just say that's a fourth thing you need to do. Like, if it's COVID, you definitely need to bring your mask and also an art test, the test kit these days. That's what
The
I learned
test
from my
kit.
friends. Yeah, who travel. Like, see, you better have that prepared on your bag. And basically medical stuff. But besides that, the three things you probably have for me, I think number one is always, I don't know whether you have it, but I always have some sort of like camera, like be it in a phone or like actual camera. I like to have that to be able to capture memories, because I think that's
Mm,
how you look back and say like, oh, I did that. Or even if something was like really bad, like you didn't want to do it, but then and the experience was not that great, but then once you look back on your video, you'll be like, oh, I
mm.
actually did that, and you feel like quite happy. You can relive the moments again and again, like through videos, through pictures. So that's one. I would say the second thing is to I always have like and this is very practical, okay, like I always have a medical kit,
Medical
because I
kit.
always know like the medical conditions I have. Like I have regret like tummy, or like sometimes I need Panadol or whatever, and it goes on there. And like the medicine you can't get from anywhere else. Like for me, it's like
Mm.
more Chinese medicine or something, and then I put it in there. Um, so that's one thing you always have to bring around. I find it so handy, like even plasters or everything. And I think the third thing, and this is like is a pair of really really good, for me, a pair of really really good hiking shoes that are
Shoes.
waterproof. Because like I find it was so useful ever since I got that. I wear that every single day on all of my trips, and it's Salomon brand. If you want to buy it,
So we have a
um,
brand now.
yes, Salomon. And apparently it's like one of the best hiking shoes. You can even wear it in winter. I wore it in winter when it was like even like 0 degrees, until 0 degrees. You just have to have a good pair of winter socks or something. And yeah, honestly, it can take you through all different seasons. You can wear it in the summer. I still wear it in Singapore.
In summer. Okay.
Yeah, like, and if you go in winter, you just have to change your socks to maybe something thicker, and you still can wear it. So it's really good, like all purpose shoe. I'll call
You
it.
can do the mix and match. I think,
Yeah.
Charlene, so from what I heard, you are already a certified hiker. Because I have one guest as well, so she loves to hike. And
Uh-huh.
when I asked this question, so same question with you, that but the three travel essentials. So she answered also a shoes, a hiking shoes. So I think like if I will have a guest that is a hiker, so it's one of the answer that they will have. So yeah,
Yay,
you're a
certified by a
certified hiker. So about
Yay.
yeah. So on this three travel essentials, you share the medicine, the camera, and the hiking shoes. So what about in your real life adventure? So what do you think, like for you to survive that journey, or for you to thrive in the journey? What are the three things that is a must for you?
To For me, I think a very big part of it, and I think that's just how like I roll when I travel, is like, for me, I think like have preparation beforehand, meaning like researching about the place, and planning your route is very important, because a lot of times, let's just take for example, like we are going to go Alaska in September for our honeymoon, and I had to
Wow,
plan it one
Alaska.
year in advance. Yeah, because we wanted to go on this polar bear expedition, because we wanted to see polar bears, and there's only one flight, one one flight per day, that can only take about maybe like less than 20 people, so maybe like 12 people or something. And so you can imagine it's very high demand. And if I
Mm-hmm.
didn't plan it one year in advance, we wouldn't even have been able to get on that trip. And there are many things like, if you are, I remember when I want to go Berlin, in Germany, we actually wanted to visit the Parliament building, and you actually have to book tickets in advance as well. So I would say like really research the place, understand like which are some of the areas you want to go. And kind of really book in advance, and don't be hesitant to, there's a lot of free cancellation and stuff like that, so you can book early on. And I think that one really helped me explore the areas I wanted to go, and like like, go beyond what a normal travel itinerary might be, but you already plan it beforehand. So that's number one, like very important. Do your research and get like the pre trip
Mm-hmm.
stuff booked. um I would say like the second one, in terms of the items, I'm not sure about like the items, but I always, whenever I travel, I always get a backpack and just dump everything in there. So it's like one, oh, again, it's waterproof because you never know where you're going. Everything of mine, every single thing I have is waterproof. Um, so so you have to just throw everything there every single day. You just take the same backpack, so it you don't have to think so much about it. You don't have to think like, oh, I'm gonna lose this stuff here. You want to change bags and then you miss something or something, but everything's already in one, so you just take it and you go. Saves a lot of time when you get up in the morning as well. So that's one. And the third thing, like, um I think it's really like just like to bring your mind. I don't have a physical item, but like for me, it's just really bring open mind. Sometimes
Mm-hmm.
you go there and then you say like, oh, this thing looks interesting. It's not like part of my itinerary, but it's fine. Let's just go and walk and explore. Some of the best things just come up when you least expect them to. You can have like honest, just a skeletal, like, okay, I want to go to these five main areas, but you can just go randomly walking on the alleys and things like that. You can find really beautiful things along the way. So I would say like really just keep that open mind, and you will be able to enjoy your travel a lot more.
Yeah, yeah. So plan but leave an open
Yeah.
mind. Yeah. And with going back to what you shared with us on the you really love to get out of your comfort zone. So do you have some areas in your life that you have applied this, that you try to get out, or you did get out of that comfort zone, and then the result was amazing, or the result is maybe not that expected, but you have that learning in your life. So can you share us about that?
Yeah, absolutely. I think one example was what you said about learning ballet. It was my childhood dream. I didn't have any foundation when I went to the trial class. Every When I spoke to all of them, they were either like, oh, I danced when I was young and then I had a long break in between, now I'm coming back. Or the other one was like, I'm in like a role, like a performing arts role. Some of them were like doing theater or something, or some other form of dance already, and they were doing ballet. But for me, I didn't have zero experience at all. But then I just thought I want to try. So 2 years ago, I decided to, okay, I'm just going to go try for the class. And honestly, I'm the worst student ever. Like, I feel like in the whole class, I'm like quite pretty bad, but I still am going to classes. So it has taught me perseverance and really stepping out of my comfort zone and just putting yourself out there. Because, at the end of the day, uh, the worst thing that can happen is that, okay, it doesn't work out, and you just drop out of class. But then it's worse if you
Mm,
don't even start trying. Then you don't know, you're always thinking like, oh, how does it feel if I had gone there, if I had tried this thing. So I would say, never say no to yourself. Always try and say yes. And then, because if you say yes, you have the option to say yes or no. You still have the two options later on. If you say no at the start, you only have one option at the end of the day,
mm,
which is no. So I would say keep that open mind for yourself. So that's one example. The other example was more in my professional life, which was um, when I wanted to kind of change my career. So before I was in HR, I was working in logistics or supply chain company. So it's like in a warehouse type of setting. And then I was working there for 6 months. I didn't really enjoy it because it's more like process based, like machinery, and I prefer to interact with people. So then at that point, I was like, okay, I think I need to do something different. So I started applying to different roles, and finally I got one. And so I think this one is the point whereby you need to tell yourself you can't always be in your comfort zone. Okay, maybe I was in a company for already like few months. I already have my network there. Maybe I'm already familiar with the process. But if you ultimately want to do something that aligns with your passion in your career, you always have to take that bold move and say, it's okay, I'm just going to quit and I'm just going to join another company, even though I'm not sure if this role is going to work out, this company is going to work out. Just taking that courageous move was like something I did. And yeah, at one part of my career, actually, yeah. So 6 months in a row, and then I quit and I shifted, and then yeah, I mean, today I'm still a HR, so that goes to show that if I didn't try it, I might still be hating myself in an operations on type of role. Yeah.
Wow, that's congratulations for that. So really, there's a lot of things going on in your life, and that's beautiful. So just questions, Charlene, no? So
Mhm.
with this new experiences, and it's really exciting that it's really a new thing for you having all these experiences. how does how these experiences change you, like if you are to look back with the Charlene before, like 3 years ago or 5 years ago, how these new experiences, or that saying yes to yourself, saying yes to your childhood dreams change you. So you can answer that when we come back. So we're
Okay.
gonna pause. Yeah, we're gonna pause for a break. So and for all our viewers, so we are to pause for a break. And before we do that, so I would like to present with you our prize of round trip tickets. So this one is to be given away for two lucky winners and to one of the top local tourist destinations. So here's how to win. So are you ready? So step one is like, follow, and subscribe to all our Think Talk broadcast social media accounts in Facebook, YouTube, IG, and Twitter. And step two, so watch all the 13 episodes, either live or replay of Postcard Season 1, and share your insights as a comment in the post found in the Think Talk broadcast FB page. So you can see there in our comment box below. And you can, and then you will put on the comment as hashtag postcards on TTB, hashtag raffle on postcards, and hashtag write episode, write the number of that episode, and what is your insight, hashtag insights on postcards, and share what you learned or your aha moment watching the show. And then step three, so upon completion of the one and two, so send me a private message to my FB account to provide your contact details, full name, FB name, contact number, and email address. Or more information, you can really find that on our post on our FB page or in the comment box below. So now we'll have a short break. So in a while, we'll be right back.
As a business owner, are you overwhelmed by the need to post beautiful, engaging content every single day? Are you left wondering what to write? Tired of scrolling through stock photos that all start to look the same? Confused by complicated graphic design programs? Rise Up Creatives is here to help. Each month, we give you everything you need to create 31 days of social media content in just 5 minutes a day. customizable captions, curated lifestyle photos, a drag and drop graphic design tool, and the ability to post directly to your social media accounts. No one else empowers you with these 4 resources all in one place. Each month, we help you plan your social media calendar by providing you with 31 image themes and customizable captions so you can quickly and easily create engaging content and grow your following. Simply select the image that works best for your feed or story. Then, copy the caption and customize it to fit your audience. 5 minutes a day. It's that quick. Plus, you'll absolutely love our drag and drop graphic design tool. Start from scratch or choose one of our beautiful templates to fit your unique brand. When you're ready to export your design, you can download, email, or post directly to your social media accounts. Here's the truth. Our world needs what you have to offer. Don't let technology or procrastination hold you back. Rise Up Creatives is more than an online resource. We're a community helping you overcome your biggest barriers to reach your greatest goals. We're here to help you rise up and be creative.
And we are back for the second part of our 8th broadcast of Postcards, so brought to you by Decaf Coffee Republic, the coaching hub of Life Coach Philippines, and our home as professional certified CACC life coaches. Meet our coaching tribe at Decaf Coffee Republic, located at Pioneer Center Compound along Pioneer Road corner, Brixton, and United Streets, Capitolio, Pasig City. We are open from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Saturday to Thursday, and our coaching hub is also an event place and venue of choice for an intimate gathering. Connect with Coach Rizal at 0917-586-1661 for inquiry and reservation. And starting last June 1, so face-to-face daily event is back at Teacup Coffee Republic, and we invite you to join Purpose Tuesday, Away in a Day with Coach Rizal. Groove Wednesday is all about habits with Master Coach Asmin. And Strengthening Thursday, Coaching for the Soul with Master Coach A. And Fab Saturday, Open Mic with Coach Orville. And for Sunday, we have the Comfy Sunday, Sundays for Life with Coach Sean. And finally, Nurturing Monday, Walk Along with Coach Tin. Walk Along with Coach Tin. So again, I invite you to join Purpose Tuesday with Coach Rizal tomorrow night. So away in a day. So remember the address, or you can just message me if you would like to visit the place, you want to know the address. And also I invite you to become a holder of B-Learning e-card and join me inside B-Learning Society as one of the mental model collectors and enjoy a food and beverage discount from the Coffee Republic. So while you're watching Coach Result tomorrow, and you can have your food and beverage, and you have that discount while joining B Learning Society. And you get the full access pass to the Mental Model Masterclass of Master Coach A, exclusive for B Learning Society members only, plus benefit from the 90-minute free coaching session with senior coaches from Life Coach Philippines. So save the date on June 26 at 7:30 p.m. for Knowledge Mining Mental Model Masterclass, and learn how to navigate through the platinum age of knowledge for growth and profit. So you will also discover how to productively mine for knowledge by mastering 2 powerful skills. So not just one, but 2 powerful skills. And as a bonus, so this Mental Model Masterclass will feature research hacks that will truly benefit both the lifelong learners and the students of today. So, di ba, ang daming, there's a lot, um, there's a lot of things to be kept. So, TikTok broadcast is also powered by Rise Up Creatives Worldwide, your social commerce turnkey solution provider in the new digital landscape. So visit www.riseupcreatives.com to learn the benefits of lifetime members, so like me, which includes the ability to create valuable and engaging social media content with original lifestyle photos in just 5 minutes. So rise up and be creative now. And so we're back for our second part and with our guest, Sharlene.
Hi everyone. Hi Glacy. I was just looking at the comments and thanks everyone who said hi. I just saw it. It's my first time using this platform, but great to be here. Yes.
Yeah, so hello. Yes, hello to our viewers. So we have like coaches, we have Memai, and we have others watching us. And yeah, you can watch. They are watching us in Facebook and in YouTube live, and then they can also watch it on a replay. So yeah, before we took a break, so we have that question for you. No, the question of with all these experiences that you share with us, that you try taking that going out to that comfort zone. So how did it change you? So how did it change Charlene if you compare like from 3 years ago or 5 years ago?
Yes. So I think, I love that you say I try to say yes to different experiences, and I would say, of course, now relating to the two examples I shared earlier, of course, now today, I am for ballet already going on point shoes, and that's one of my dreams. The ones where you have the ballerinas, and you go, yeah, the high ones. Okay, your toes are really painful, but I managed to accomplish that after 2 years, so it was great. And then, the other example I talked about, changing from logistics to HR. Um, Today I'm in HR. I'm doing so well. I'm enjoying my job. I'm enjoying supporting people to develop their careers within the organization. So, it's really aligning with my passion, with my strengths also, because I would say my strengths are more around like being building the connection, maybe coaching people along the way in my organization, maybe building programs. My strengths are not so much not looking at processes, kind of improving that. Maybe I can do it, but not so much my strength. So, aligning that with my passions and my strengths. And of course, I think other things that I said yes to along the way was, for example, in the type of university I went as well, because at that point we have three major universities in Singapore. I choose to go to the one where the way you teach and the way you learn is different, meaning like you have smaller classes and you have a lot of project works and a lot of presentation. At that point I was really bad, like literally, um, just if you ask me to ask any question in class, I will be so scared, let alone being able to do this here sitting with you, Glazy, and talking about my experience. But I had to say yes because I wanted to transform myself. I didn't want to be who I was before, just like being really good at writing on textbooks. I wanted to transform myself to be able to talk and present myself better in front of an audience and be more engaging. So that's why I said yes. And I think that experience really transformed me to who I am today. In that sense, that I think I'm more confident than I used to be. I'm able to, I would say, network or connect more easily with other people. So I am actually an extreme introvert by nature, but then I guess you can't really see it because now with my experiences, I've evolved, so I can kind of switch up to be, a bit more towards extrovert side and connect talking with people. But then I can, of course, in my own time, I still love to have books and sitting by myself reading a book. That's my introvert side. So, being able to adapt to different environments along the way has, all these experiences has helped me do that as well. So yeah.
Yeah, so you really come out of that comfort zone, so with all that experiences. And I think so I will the next time I will introduce you, so it I will put more about the like that braveness or the courage that you have to try all these things, that when you share about that ballet dream, no, so it's like from zero. So you start from like there's no background, but you're really gonna say yes. That you really say yes, even because at the end you don't want to have that like that regrets, or you just like to try all these new experiences. So with um talking about all of this, so in a nutshell, so what is it that you are most grateful about having to say yes with all of this?
Yes. So I said yes again, but there we go. So I think what I'm really most grateful about is honestly, I couldn't have been here where I am today without everyone who supported me along the way. So, be it different mentors I have that encourage me to just go out of my comfort zone, different um, people, let's say in my peer group, for example, giving you the chance to take on certain projects. I think you really need to be able to have this support network of people that believe in you, giving you the chance at the time where you're not even believing in yourself that I can do this. But because those people took a chance on you, and all you had to do was say yes. So again, they might do the 90% of whatever it is, and but 10% is still up to you at the end of the day. So um, I'm really grateful for all these people who have been there, walk my path. So I would say treasure every relationship you have. You never know like where it might bring you to one day. Like Gracie and I never knew that we'll be here one day ever since our previous
Yeah,
organization. So again, it's always good to connect and always be thankful. I like to look back and say like, hey, that's where I came from, and then appreciate it. So honestly, one challenge to you is during this COVID time, what I've been trying to do is kind of contacting people who I've never spoken like in um, more than a year or so, and say like, hey, how are you doing? I think that's a great way to maintain a connection, and also checking in. You might learn something new along the way. Yeah.
yeah, maintaining that connection it really gives that beautiful experience, because what you never know that the people might be needing you, or maybe you need also them at that moment. So yeah, so thank you also, Charlene, for connecting with me, and you did well with all the programs that you did with connecting with, even it's part of the work, but you really did well in terms of connection, and that relationship you mentioned really a relationship is really valuable to where we would like to go, or where we are right now. So now we're gonna go to our virtual tour. So we will share with them your photos in Canada. So your top five,
Oh, that's what I was. Okay.
yeah, your top five favorite places in Canada. So Master E. And so for with each photo, so you just share with us what's in the place that connects with you, or what's your greatest memory in that photo.
Yes, absolutely. So all the five places are all somewhere in Canada. So this is the Banff and Jasper National Park, and this one, the one you see with the lake and a reflection on the lake, is called Emerald Lake. Um, in a lot of itineraries that we watched, we looked at. In fact, this place didn't come up that often, but then I thought it was very beautiful, so we decided to give it a try. It was a really interesting experience because um, you actually cannot drive your car into the. So there's an accommodation at Emerald Lake. It's called the Emerald Lake Lodge, and you cannot drive your car in there. You have to park your car somewhere, and then you have to take their transport like 10 minutes, and they will drive you into this location. When you are at this location, there is no Wi-Fi. So basically, and you have a campfire in your room, and that's basically all you have for the night, and maybe some food. You can also hike around that lake. So it's a really beautiful lake. It's so clear. We were so amazed by the colors. and how clay reflects. So, again, we've discovered that people were having their wedding there when we were there. We didn't know anything about it. So then it reminds me a lot of the beauty of when you go to a road less taken. So you don't have to follow everything on all the other itineraries. Do something that you you feel you will love. And then, once in a while, I really like to, turn off the internet and say, like, bye to the wall. And then you get your own time to be really present with yourself, be present with. So that's my partner over there. His name is Jeremy. So we were very present in the moment, just like talking with each other. Because honestly, how often it is that you're on a table, everyone is using their phones, everyone is watching TV. You don't really have the chance to connect at a very personal level. So that was really very kind of very real and authentic moment for us. So that's why I chose this place is always deeply remembered in my memories. So yeah, so that's
Yeah,
Emerald.
so yeah, so you have the video also, no? So we can share with
Oh
them.
yeah, yeah, sure. Oh, this video is for the whole trip. Cool.
Yeah.
Yes. So yeah, lots of wildlife. We were so blessed at the end. You saw, it was actually the mating season when we were there. So the elk,
Mm.
the one with the horns is the male, and is making like they call it the rutting call. Basically, it's like a way for him to attract like other female elk. So so yeah, it was literally by the roadside. As we were driving to, the picture at the top there, it's called
Mm.
Pyramid Lake. As we were driving towards there, we saw this. So yeah, really beautiful memories with wildlife as well.
Yeah, what's the temperature on that, like with that snow?
So it wasn't very cold actually because it was autumn.
Mm.
We were there, so with snow. Okay, so that area we were at wasn't snowing very badly, but then we went into another area in the national park with snow, and it wasn't that bad. It was like maybe -2, maybe,
Ah,
like,
okay.
because it was still autumn, so that was the coldest kind of it went. Yeah.
Yeah. So next photo.
Oh yeah, so Whistler, this hike, which was the photo at the bottom, the one below the dogs, that photo there, taught me a lot about perseverance. It was like a half a day hike, so maybe it took like maybe 5 hours or something. And then like 60-70% of the hike was nothing. Like it was just in the forest. There's no view, and you just go like back and forth like through a lot of switchbacks. And then finally you come out of the forest and you see this view, and that's like very spectacular. So So yeah, I'm like, if I didn't have the perseverance, I might have given up halfway. But at the end of the day, it really teaches you that persevering, and then you get rewarded at the end with something very beautiful like that. So that was one thing I'll never forget. Then the others was first time experiences we didn't do before. So we tried learning skiing. I tried snowboarding before, but I didn't try skiing. So we learned skiing while on Whistler. So that was good. We did it for like 2 days. It was so fun, and yeah, I still remember. I don't know how long this will last because we don't have snow here. So hopefully I still remember in my muscle memory somewhere. And then the top one, I'm not sure if it's a video or something, but it's like basically dog sledding. You have like maybe 10 dogs, and then you're on a sled, and then the dogs are just like running, and it's quite fun in the winter. So yeah, lots of first time experiences and perseverance over here in the photo.
Yeah, so you also hike on that. It's so cold, no, when you hike
Yeah.
in the snow.
The in the snow, oh, we didn't hike in the snow. So okay, so the one below was summer, and then the one on top we went again in winter because we wanted the winter. So in summer it was maybe like more than 10 degrees, so actually it wasn't that bad, I think. Yeah.
Mm. Speaking of hiking, Sharlene, so I just have a question. So,
Yeah.
what's your favorite part of when you hike? Which part do you is your favorite?
So for me, what I really like about it, oh well, the different things. Okay, so one of course is the scenery. It's very scenic. Think you feel like you get rewarded at the end of like a day, no matter how long that journey is. I think the second thing is I feel more connected with nature. I don't know, like just I just like to go out of the city because I'm in a city every day in
Mm.
Singapore, and I just like to get out, like breathe in some fresh air, experience like uh, something like that is true to our origins. Like honestly, we didn't have cities, and cities all came from like the natural resources from the earth and from the land. So like being able to reconnect with that. And I think the third thing really is if you have someone along with you, like a companion, like friends and all that. I feel like the best conversations happen over a hike, just because
Yeah.
it's nothing else. Yeah, you just have to like talk to the person and just and it flows along. I mean, rather than going for a movie, rather than going for just eat something, this one you build your relationship much more. I feel.
Yeah, it's just flowing, no, from the inside.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, next photo. Kelowna.
Kelowna, yeah, again, we didn't know about this, and if you, the locals actually, the Canadians introduced us to this place. Think of it like a wine region that is
Mm-hmm.
near Vancouver, and so that's why there's a wine photo over there. Is there's a lake called Lake Okanagan, and there are a lot of just wineries beside this lake. So yeah, it was very nice. We went in the summer, and I think this was the first time on this. Yeah, it was on this trip that it was the first time I actually drive. Because in Canada, you drive on a different side than in Singapore. In Singapore, you are. I'm just thinking. I think you're on the right side of the on the car, and then yeah, on Canada you have to drive on the opposite side on the left hand side. So it was on this trip. I drove for the first time on the left hand side, like for the entire trip. So that's why it was pretty memorable in that way, and I was like be surprised. So that's great. So yeah, but it was good. I really recommend this place. We were living on a vineyard, sorry, and we woke up every morning, and then you could see like horses and cows, and then you had the view of the lake as well. So very beautiful place that you should definitely go if you are going to Vancouver. Only good in summer. Is more for the summer though, because only summer then the vineyards will be open.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not very not usual, no, the vineyard in Canada. Usually when you share when your friends share photos with you, it's mostly with snow. So I didn't know
Yeah.
as well that. that Kelowna part of that.
I actually like the wine here quite a lot, like better. Okay,
Mm.
maybe it's just me, like, because I went to France before, and I'm probably going to offend a lot of people here, but then I felt that the wines there. I texted Evelyn after that. Evelyn is one of um, my previous manager in Eslo, and then I, because like she lived in France, and then I said like, oh, the wines here are better than the ones in France, and she was like, are you sure? And I'm like, yeah. Again, it's not as full bodied wine if you know about wines, but yeah, you just get a different. Even the wine tastes different from the normal wines you get in Europe. So again, a different experience.
Yeah, definitely to try.
Yeah.
So next, Masri, Vancouver.
Yeah, that was so you saw the bear over there. It's actually
Yeah,
a
there's a
brown
bear.
bear. Yeah, it's actually quite small in the photo, but okay, it was funny. We were hiking, and then we saw the bear, and then we were like, oh, it's quite interesting because first time you see a bear, and then you think like bears are quite cute, but you should never go near a bear. We were taking photos of the bear, and then somebody came up behind us, and he was like very scared when he saw the bear. He was asking his whole family to stay away, like very far away, and then he said like that we should start calling a ranger and things like that, and he was very very scared. And then we are like, oh, so it's quite interesting, like the cultural differences, because like over here, if you're showing me a lion or a tiger or something, of course I will be scared. But then I think for them, like a bear is the same or worse than a lion or tiger. So um but for us, it's the first time looking at it, and we're like, oh, it looks so cute, and it was like pretty small, but apparently it can do quite a lot of damage. So, yeah, that
Yeah,
first.
because bear is a cutie.
Yeah,
No.
I know. But like for Canadians, you actually need to carry a bear spray around, and it's quite
Okay.
interesting because you actually have to give your ID. You have to write your ID, so it's kind of tagged to your ID, the bear spray, because it's like they don't want people to use it for like to harm another person or something, because it's like pepper spray but like 1,000 times worse than pepper spray when you use it. So
Mm.
yeah, so that was our berry counter, and then the one below there is our apartment. um,
Mm.
when I was living in Vancouver, and I really like the apartments there because the view, we had sunrise and sunset, and there can see the mountains at the back. Yeah, I don't think I'll ever get an apartment like this back in
Yeah, with
Singapore.
the view of the sunset and sunrise.
Yeah, I know. It was like 360 all around, and you could see even like the sea in the distance. So yeah, that's definitely one thing I remember the most about Vancouver. Yeah.
Beautiful. Next, Masri. This is our last photo. Tofino.
Yeah, Tofino is again not a very super popular destination. If you go to Vancouver, we were there because the locals recommended us, and um, it's actually a plane ride that takes maybe 1 hour plus, maybe I'm not very sure how long, but it was interesting. I had to take a photo of the plane because it was the smallest plane I had ever been on. You only had the two rows, and there's a walkway in the middle, and that's about it in a plane. So yeah, I could fit like maybe 20 people or less in the plane. And then we went over Tofino. In Tofino, um, we didn't have a car. We cycled everywhere just on a bicycle. It's a very small, like I wouldn't say it's very small. Okay, you can drive as well, but if you just want to cycle in the town, it's like they have very beautiful like beaches that you see over here. People like to go there to surf as well, and it was very memorable because the view of the sun at night, you see there with the moon, that's like evening, and the other one was like before this view, you have like the sunset. It was very interesting how drastically it changed from like one to the next, and you are there and you can see the view. It's like beautiful. People then also have campfires by the side, and they were cooking or whatever, just sitting around a campfire. Very like I would say very rustic feel. So we really enjoyed that location because yeah, you just sit around, you just think about nothing, you just think about like the moment you're in, and how how um you know how amazing it is to be like even in this world on this earth and just being here to experience this. So yeah, one of the more other beautiful memories that we have.
Wow. Thank you, Sharlene, for sharing. So, with all, you share with me like you live in Canada for a year, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So, having that, when you that experiences and living in Canada, what is your greatest learning in Canada?
Yes. So when I was to be honest, I had different learnings because okay, so in a professional side of things it wasn't that great for me. I mean, the photos look great, but I wasn't having a great time professionally in my work. It was a struggle because I had a change of management and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
honestly, I was waking up every day at like 5 a.m. and going to bed at like I don't know 11 because I was just like working around the clock to cover the different time zones as well. So like out of that, and then once I quit my job, then that was also the reason why I came back to Singapore. But it gave me a very good learning. I wasn't having a good time then, but then now I discovered that it's so important to take care of your well-being. Sure,
Mm-hmm.
work is important, but I realized after I left that nobody will take care of your well-being. You're the only one that will take care of yourself, that will do what's best for you, because even after you leave an organization, no one will remember you or what you
Mm-hmm.
did. I mean, they will, but like it will not be top priority for them, because whatever they do in the company, it will be for themselves. As much as we like to think differently, but that is the reality of life, which is what I experienced. So that was a big learning for me, that like I really need to invest time on my own well-being. I need to balance my personal and work life, so I can make time for things that matter. So that was one big takeaway that I have. And then specific to living in Canada, I would say that um, always like be open to whatever like the locals tell you, because um there all these like we going to Tofino, Kelowna, we wouldn't have discovered if we didn't listen to locals, because maybe people will tell you this, but if you don't take it to heart, you will never go and follow up on it and say, okay, I'm going to plan a trip there because people are saying it's so great. And like some of the great food locations that we discovered, like the farmers market or things like that, were all because our friends there say like, hey, this is great, you should go and try it out. So yeah, I think really connecting with um, the local people there and just kind of listen, getting advice from them would really, I would say, enrich your trip for sure.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Charlene. No, thank you for being vulnerable. So that's beautiful. That's part of like taking care of your well-being and um how to say like it's not so good that we learn it in that challenging moment, but we are really thankful that we have learned things like that. So how does it change the way you take care of yourself right now?
So for now, I think I really am quite specific. So meaning that the weekends, last time I used to work a lot in the weekends, but for now I'm like, okay, you know what? The weekends, I'm just gonna focus 100% on what I want to do, on my family, on my friends. And when I end work at the end of the day, of course, I will say like sometimes you will have times you have to work late on projects, but honestly, I think working until like 12 midnight, for me, I think it's too much. And then like you will be sick and waking
Mm,
up 5 a.m. So I'll be like, I set clear guidelines. So like after a certain time, like okay, after 8 p.m. or whatever, I will not do it, or maybe I will go to bed and spend time with my family, and then I'll wake up maybe early in the morning, like at 7 a.m. if there's anything I need to do. So like setting clear guidelines for yourself on like what the do's and don'ts. Yeah, drawing that line for yourself is very important, and actually
mm,
sticking to that is also um, very important. So yeah, that's one like big takeaway that I did. And if I think the other one recently, I've started doing this. So you can try like for me meditating. You
mm,
can try like 10 minutes a week, or then after you can increase the frequency if you want. I use this app called the Calm app. Calm. So it's a Calm app, and then they have like 10-minute everyday meditation that you can do, or you can find anything online as well. Um, and I find that it helps me be a lot more present, and it helps improve my focus actually. When I'm speaking with someone or when I'm doing things. So I don't know. It just helps me like relax as well. So you can try it for yourself on this one.
Thank you. So thank you for sharing. Yeah, for right now, so before I go to my last question, so I have my second to the last question. So what is it you're prioritizing right now for you, when you speak about like,
Mhm.
how you share, how it changed you in terms of, um, how you look in life, or how you take care of yourself. So what is your priority right now also?
Yeah. So on my priority right now is to. Well, I don't think I only have one priority. Okay, so um, so honest at the beginning of this year, I said that um, this year I wanted to learn uh, one new skill. So apart from ballet, I was thinking like if I could do like tennis or something, because this is just a tennis court. I moved in my new house now, and there's a tennis court behind. So I thought I want to use that opportunity to learn something new, and so learning tennis is number one. And number two, I said that um, I want to, be spend more time outside of work with my family, friends, because last time, back then in Vancouver, for example, I was like so much into my work, and also I
Mm-hmm.
was away from family and friends. So now is a good time for me to like connect with them, and set up time for people. So I think that's the other big thing for me. And of course, third, I just got married and all of that. So important for me to spend time with my partner, and going on a honeymoon is the big thing on the bucket list this year. So yeah, a couple of things for me. And honestly, as what Glacy mentioned at the start of this call, understanding what your life priority is so important, and my life just aligns with it. Because for me, I think it's number one, everything around my family and friends, my personal relationships, and then work is then comes in next. So understanding that life priority will help you then align the rest of your day to day accordingly.
Yeah, yeah. So thank you, Charlene. So, so now the question, my last question is, with our postcard. No, so the show is postcard. If you are to put your life journey in a postcard, like this, so what will be the highlight of that journey, or what is that message, you wish to give to our audience right now?
I think if I would share something with the audience, it would be, you know, to always say yes, because I think I've been saying that a lot in the show now, and I think it's just so important to, because yes opens up yourself to new opportunities, and it also gives you the option at the end of the day, in case you want to say no. But somebody told me before that always try it, and always ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask, and don't be afraid to try, because what's the worst that can happen? The worst that can happen is that you get no for an answer, but that's about it. And honestly, it's not that bad kind of a trade-off. So that's what I always remember, and that's what I always try to do.
Yeah, it's beautiful. So the worst thing would be a no, but what if it's a yes? So what will you do to that? So thank you, Charlene. So thank you for all that inspiring messages. Thank you for sharing us your adventure, and for all our viewers. So thank you for supporting Postcards, and whether you are joining us live or watching on a replay, so please do leave a comment to share your insights and circulate the link of this video. And please don't keep us a secret, especially with all that you learn from us, especially for tonight. And if you are interested, so speaking of like learning new things, if you are interested to embark on a journey of becoming a professional certified life coach, like me, so Master Coach A offers co-actively co-create life coach certification program. So with CPD accreditation and 40 credit units. So life coaching is a 21st century learning experience that is empowering professionals to enhance their skills in multiple domains thereby increasing their relevance in an increasingly workplace and dynamic business environment. So CACC course includes a 21-day web-based learning with lifetime access and 2-day live face-to-face coaching bootcamp with Master Coach A and a 3-day live virtual business bootcamp with senior coaching team. And the program package also comes with done-for-you coaching programs and many other bonuses. To connect now with Coach Rizal through 0917-586-1661 to discover the opportunities waiting for you in the second fastest growing industry in the world today. So mark your calendar for June 18 and 25 for the face-to-face life coach certification class at the function hall of Decaf Coffee Republic. And also, I invite you to watch the other shows hosted here at TikTok Broadcast. So please follow, subscribe, and engage in our social media accounts at TikTok_TV on Twitter and Instagram, and TikTok Broadcast on YouTube, and give us your review. And for partnership and collaboration, so please connect with Coach Rizal through 0917-586-1661. So thank you again, everyone, for tonight. I have it's a beautiful conversation with our guest Sharlene. So thank you so much, Sharlene, with all the learnings that we get from you. Yeah, so we are to really say yes to ourselves, and then when you have all these things line up, and you really don't know what to choose. So at the end of the day, choose yourself, especially when it comes to your well-being, because no one will really take care of you, but also yourself. Yes, we have the support system, and it's very important for us. The people that matters, the people that really matters to us, that will help us in our journey. That people that will really believe in you. That even at the end, even at the time that you don't believe yourself, that you have those people that will really believe in you. So those really people that are important. And so choose what will you say yes, and what really is your priority in your life. And at the end, it's yourself that is your greatest priority. So thank you so much for tonight, and see you in the next episode of Postcards on June 13, 2022, live here at TikTok Broadcast. This is us in the Philippines, broadcasting beyond borders and advancing life coaching worldwide. Love, love, bam, boom, love, bam, boom. So coaches like us think and talk like this. Bye.